So you've done the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, you were in Arafat, you came to Muzdalifah after sunset, you spent the night in Muzdalifah, and after Salat al-Fajr you made it to Mina. Once you are in Mina, this is the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, this is the 3rd day of Hajj, this is the day of Eid really, but the people who are performing Hajj, they do not pray Salat al-Eid. You will do the Rami of the first pillar, Jamaratul Aqaba, the major pillar, right? This is actually in line. If you're coming in line, it's the last one. This is on the first day of Rami, which is the 10th of Dhul Hijjah, you will only throw 7 pebbles at the Jamaratul Aqaba. That's it. You will pass the first one, not do anything. You will pass the second one, not do anything. You will directly go to the third one and you will do your Rami there. There are certain times of day when you will actually do the Rami. The time on the 10th is different than it is on the 11th and 12th. The time on the 10th, it is disliked to do Rami from true dawn until sunrise. Now, do you remember earlier I mentioned that some people leave Muzdalifah at night? What they do is they not only leave at night, they come to Mina and do their Rami. They throw their pebbles at the shaitan, at the incorrect time, at the disliked time. It is disliked to do the Rami from true dawn until sunrise, which is the time of Fajr. It is praiseworthy to do the Rami from sunrise until the time when the sun reaches its meridian, which is from sunrise until the time of Dhuhr, when most of the people are doing the Rami. It is permissible by the law to do the Rami from the time when the sun passes its meridian until sunset. So pretty much the permissible time is from Fajr, from sunrise until sunset. It is disliked but allowed to do the Rami from sunset, from Maghrib until the Fajr of the next day. Now to understand that, we need to understand that during the days of Rami, the 10th, 11th and 12th of Dhul Hijjah, the night follows the day. You know, in Islam, the night comes first. In Ramadan, we begin Taraweeh before we begin fasting. Right? We know the day of Eid from the time of Maghrib. That's when our day begins. But during the days of Rami, it's the night that follows the day. In other words, although it is disliked to do the Rami after Maghrib, it is still permissible. And you will find a lot of people who will say, well, I cannot do it because I am old. I cannot do it because I'm a woman. I cannot do it because I am weak. So here, take my 7 pebbles. Well, that's not the case. You can go after Salat al-Maghrib. There's really no one there. There's really no one there. But it's best you do it yourself rather than have someone else do it for you. So the method of doing the Rami is place the pebbles, in your hand. What you want to do, by the way, is take, when you get to the Rami, you want to take about 10 pebbles out of your bag, out of your Ziploc bag, hold them in your left hand, and as you arrive close to the Jamaraat, as you arrive close to a point where you feel that if you throw the pebbles now, you'll get it inside the circle, you will pull out the pebbles. There is a longer dua, but the short dua is Bismillahi Allahu Akbar. You will take the pebbles, say Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, and throw 1. Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, throw 2. Bismillahi Allahu Akbar, throw 3. You cannot throw all 7 at one time. If you throw all 7 at one time, it's considered to be 1. Don't take off your slippers and throw it there. People will throw everything from slippers to umbrellas at the shaitan. Don't do that. The only thing you need is 7 pebbles. Even if you're very upset at the shaitan, you don't do 8, 9, and 10. You stop at 7. You only do 7. If you're going, it's best not to go in the form of a group, because then you're looking for people. You don't want to be looking for people. 2 or 3 people is fine. Spouses. If many times if there's a lot of people, what you probably want to do is hang on to each other, have one do the Rami first, and then hold on to the other person and have them do the Rami. It can be convenient that way. Sometimes there's really no one there and you can just go on your own, get right next to the Jamaraat and do the Rami. At times that may not be the case. The real aim is not to hit the pillar or the wall. Rather, it's for the pebble to fall in the circle, inside the circle. All the pebbles should be thrown on their own. If more than 1 pebble is shot at one time, it's still considered to be 1. The reciting of Labbaik, Labbaik, Allahumma Labbaik, Labbaik la sharika laka Labbaik, it ceases with the pelting on the 10th. Right? So as soon as you do the pelting on the 10th, which is just 1 Jamaratul Aqaba, you stop saying Labbaik there. Now what you will do is you will proceed to your animal sacrifice in the case of performing a Hajj Qiran or Hajj Tamattu'. On the following days, on the second and third day, the rule is for after every stoning, if you're going to stone another shaitan, you will stop and make dua. It is a sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to make dua. So on the first day, when you throw pebbles at the Jamaratul Aqaba, since you're not stoning any shaitan after that, you will not stop and make dua. But on the second and third day, after you've pelted the first one, you're going to do another one after, so you stop and make dua. You go to the second one, you pelt it, and because you're going to pelt another one afterwards, you're going to stand aside and make dua. Once you've pelted the third one, you will not make any dua. You will just carry on from there. On deputing a legal representative, a wakil for Rami. Given special circumstances, the act of Rami may be handed over to someone else for them to do it on your behalf. It basically means that that individual is physically immobile or extremely sick. And if a person is able to do their salat, then that person is not considered to be in a standing position, then that person is not a person who's considered to be sick. They should go on their own. If a person has mobility, in other words, they can actually be transferred via wheelchair from their tent to the Jamaraat, then they should be transported to the Jamaraat. If that means that they have to do it at the disliked time, which is after Maghrib, then so be it, but they would rather do it themselves than have someone else do it for them. Fear of being trampled or being scared is not a good enough reason for you to hand over your stones to someone else to do the Rami for you.